Y'all see, I'm still playing with this filter. It's so cute. I love all this color. I want to read something today and have this talk, and I'm calling this based. There was a song that said things that make you go, mm. This is one of them things that make you go, mm. This came from a group. Visit to Ghana, the motherland. The member is anonymous. She says, I'm planning a trip to Ghana in October, but a bit flexible with dates. My dream is to attend one of those over the top fancy weddings in full glam mode with the most sophisticated and glamorous attire from head to toe. The problem is, I do not have any Ghanaian friends and will be visiting for the first time. Any tips on how I can get invited slash attend one of these weddings? I'm certainly willing to pay to attend or provide an expensive gift. It would be a dream come true. I just want to enjoy, dance, mingle with my African brothers and sisters. Please, no negative comments, and no, I'm not looking for a second husband. The one I have is just fine. Okay, so somebody responds to her, and she actually advises her well. She says, wow, going to another country and inviting yourself to a wedding? Wow. I know Ghana is home and welcoming, but show some respect. The person responds back to her, and she says, ma'am, I am the most respectful person. You could have just scrolled past the post. No need to comment if you have nothing constructive to say. Have a blessed day. Things that make you go, hmm. There's so much to unpack here because it's so unreal that somebody would think that these weddings are just um, like an event, something you can buy a ticket to. Okay, you can go to Ticketmaster and order you a ticket and come to one of these weddings. And anybody that's been to an African wedding, that's an outsider, and I consider myself an outsider. I'm not; these are not my personal family and friends or any of that. But I've had the honor. I've had the honor, the joy, the pleasure to be invited. In a couple of countries. I went to one of the best weddings I've ever been to in my life was in Uganda. I still haven't gotten over when they walked in, the actual fruit and stuff. But then when they came in with the goats and the chickens and all this as a gift, I was like, well, hell, I've been missing something out. And I've been to several and stood in at a couple of weddings here um, in Ghana. And this is beyond disrespectful, it's beyond rude. They're not acting. These are things that are thought out and planned, and folks have sacrificed and saved for. No, you can't not have Ghanaian friends and come to the wedding. And there's no financial gift. Not only should there be none that you can give, but why would you say that? Who would say, I will give you an expensive anything to come to their wedding? See, that's what I'm talking about with the culture. You don't want to understand the culture. You're not trying to learn and grow and understand the culture. There's nothing wrong with wanting to come to the weddings. We see them floating across, um, social media all the time, and they look, phenomenal. And I really like when I see them, the Cameroonian weddings, because they just a little dance that you see, the little synchronized dance that you see the men doing. I just want to hop up there and join them. But I don't have no business being there. That's not my business. That's not my place. When I've been invited because someone in that family genuinely built a relationship with me, cared about me enough to invite me. It's the same for baby naming ceremonies, it's been the same for funerals. And these are not things that you pay your way into. Now, a corrupt anybody would take some money. But the question is, what type of decency and integrity do you have by even putting that on the table? What about saying I'm coming and at some point, when I build some deeper relationships, when I get to know some people and they get to know me, I am so hopeful that one day they'll like me enough, respect me enough to invite me to the wedding. See, these are the type of backward ideas and attitudes. And what the lady told her was right. Wow, a whole nother country to invite yourself to someone else's wedding. Show some respect. She actually was telling her the right thing and she had pushback. I'm the most respectful person. You could have just scrolled. No, she couldn't just scroll because you put it out there as a general comment seeking general request. Okay, so you got what you asked for. You asked for somebody to respond, they responded. I see things like this all the time and it disturbs me because these people, most people, most cultures take wedding ceremonies seriously, including black folk. We don't randomly let people crash our weddings. We have to let family crash them because you have to reserve because we've paid for food. We're trying to offset costs just by the function itself. So we don't want to have 100 seat and 20 people show up. We want to know that you're actually coming to this wedding. That you this wedding that the money that we've invested in it won't be spilled on the floor. It won't just be for waste. We got a lot of growing up to do, a lot of maturing to do. A whole adult wrote that, not a teenager. I'm coming and I'm hoping I'm gonna be at one of those over the top. It's not over the top. It's what they plan for. I can show you some that's less detailed as some of the ones that you're referring to as over the top. But best believe the people who are a part of that are the people who supposed to be a part of it. No one invited you. And then the goal should be to build genuine relationships, not to crash anything, but to actually build a relationship with the people where you so value that you get an invite. I had a lovely woman actually from TikTok that invited me to her wedding this year, and it's like I could not get to her. Like between the driver and time and the road and the distance, it just wasn't going to happen. But it was an honor to be invited to her wedding. And I saw her pictures. Her pictures were, well, first of all, she's pretty anyway, but she was a hell of a bride. Um, yeah, and the whole thing looked absolutely lovely, but I could not crash it. And even if I came to it, I couldn't bring, say, 5 or 6 people with me because she invited me. She invited me. She invited me. And this lady is already focusing on the continent, whether she knows it or not, in a unhealthy way. And that's a lot of what's happening now is that people are putting themselves in spaces they shouldn't be in, observing things and mimicking things that they shouldn't be mimicking, instead of being a student and learning, and at the end of the day, actually waiting your turn. If you are the respectful person that you say you are, and I'm not debating that, then do things in proper and in order. What happens in most situations is we make friends with someone or we're dating someone and we get invited to an event. That's how it works. It's never going to change. And best believe, when you go to these events, everybody there is close knit family, predominantly, and friends. You would not want to be at it as a crasher. They won't even give you good instructions. So these are just things that make you go, okay. We're getting into some trouble because we're coming with some backward mindsets, and they need to be backspace deleted quick.